Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander viewers are warned that the following video may contain images and voices of deceased persons.
The world over, we celebrate the tribal cultures of a society, the history of a society, but it's also recognised internationally that we are the longest continuing surviving culture in the world. And that's very important to recognise and to respect and to value and and to celebrate, I think. Here, our history is a bit shameful. We've been denied access to basic citizenship rights and human rights up until very recently. We've got a lot of catch up to do.
It begins, I think, with an act of recognition. Recognition that it was we who did the dispossessing. We took the traditional lands and smashed the traditional way of life. We practiced discrimination and exclusion.
Indigenous peoples have been fighting for a long time to get recognised as distinct peoples with the right to run their own lives, determine their own futures.
To all the indigenous representatives from around the world, you have travelled long distances, physically, but also in the struggle to achieve your rights.
The document is made up of 9 key sections: foundational rights, life and security, language, culture and spiritual identity, education, information and employment, participation, development and economic and social rights, rights to country, resources and our knowledge, self-governance.
So they're very important to understand that you don't have to do anything to actually earn human rights. You have human rights because we're a member of the human rights.
Self-determination is important. We can't be self-determining if we don't know, what's affecting a decision. So we should be able to make decisions without any coercion.
Until people actually make real decisions about things that affect their lives, it's very difficult to make progress. And this is perhaps at the heart of self-determination.
In terms of the resources, it does not mean only just extractive industries. It means water. It also means access to national parks, forests, traditional foods, medicines. So anything that has to do with land and is connected in that context, people should understand that they have a right to that, so that they're not denied those rights when they're confronted by law.
The ground has been broken and the pathway has been laid down by others, and one of those wonderful people that helped to break that down was Mabo, who was a very good friend of mine, who dispelled the myth of terra nullius and changed the bowling completely.
Well, after 20 years, that's how long we fought for this land. Meetings and readings and readings, and dealing with different departments. It finally came through, and it was the most wonderfulest feeling. We just jumped up and screamed when he said, "Congratulations, this is your land, you have your, title."
Well, that's what human rights does. It brings Geneva to Strait, to Dunwich actually. When you saw all the people in the hall, and Justice Dowsett gave a fantastic summary. People were laughing, smiling. Biggest mob of blackfellas was at the hall.
We've still got to work within the Western system, and so with the native title it just meant, yes, at last They've recognised we are the traditional people of this land through the Western system. We've always known it. Our people, our Quandamika people, nobody can take away your spiritual ties. No one, because this is where we were put.
We're traditional owners, and as traditional owners we need to have an equal say in how our traditional estate's managed. It's not a day job for Quandamika people. We live it, we belong to this country, we feel it. You know, we're a part of this ecology.
Practice and preservation of our languages goes to the very heart of our cultural and spiritual identity. Languages are the way that we pass on our knowledges to future generations. It's also the way that we assert our cultural and spiritual identity.
Talking strong in Highland Track, talking strong in Norwich Track, talking strong in Waterbury, Hinton Down, Hinton.
The differences between Yipperington and other schools is that firstly it's what they call, the elders call, a two-way school. When they started it, this was 33 years ago, they wanted to have a school of their own. And when they went to the government said, no, what's wrong with the government school? And they started then what was a 10-year campaign. And so that was a great triumph, and it was established as an independent school.
Keeping our language strong, it's a part of us, it's a part of our old people, you know. Like I've been saying, it's where we're from, you know. We can't be an Indigenous race and have nothing, you know. We are Indigenous race because we've got language, we've got culture, and we're strong, and we need to teach the children that. It's got to be two ways, you know. European came to our country, they've got to come up beside us, and we walk side by side, and we learn from them and they learn from us.
And when you're an Aboriginal person and something's not right, you know in your guts that that's not right.
You know, I would recommend, and I do, take the declaration to all my meetings with any public department, local government, state government, federal government, and use the rights, mention the rights, refer to the rights. It's really important in terms of this declaration having real power in this country, that everyone from school kids to elders refer to articles in the declaration.